Did you see it? Have you seen it creeping in? Slowly but surely invading everything around you? I'm talking about the color. The color in the trees. It's changing. As life slowly bleeds away. In shades of crimson and yellow. I need a better synonym for yellow. It's been creeping into the trees. Fall is on the way. Hi there, my name's Christian. Welcome to the Unwashed Asses, episode 120. Recorded for Monday, August. Hold on, almost there. Come on, Fitbit. Monday, August 12th, 2019. So yeah, it's despite work trying its utmost best to sway me otherwise, it's a glorious day. Not quite perfect, but we're definitely tracking and trending towards the right direction. I don't know about where you live, but up here in the great North Midwest, trees are starting to turn. We're going to get an early autumn, and I could not be happier because I absolutely loathe the summer and the heat and the humidity, and seeing the colors in the trees and everything that pertains to it's a sign that it's going to be an early one and hopefully a nice long one. I know last year we got a little spoiled with a nice long autumn. I'm hoping we get the same again this year, because several years prior it was pretty short. You only had a couple weeks to a month before winter rolled on in and ruined things for everybody. But we'll see. So right now it's overcast, it's raining. Not like a heavy rain, but a good drizzle where you can watch the drops fall, and the sky's overcast, so that bastard of a sun is hidden away, and if you look real close, you can see the leaves start to turn. Which also makes me excited because this is an episode I've been trying to get out for months now. It's been the stone to my Sisyphus. Actually, work's been the stone to my Sisyphus, just trying to talk about Pokemon. For the past several months, the little lady and I have been I don't necessarily want to say heavy, but pretty regular in the Pokemon Go. And it was all thanks to the Detective Pikachu movie and Ryan Reynolds, excellent portrayal and the wonderful story that was told in there, and the way they portrayed real Pokemon and gave it a plausible yet predictable story. Because, as we all know, anytime you put Bill Nye or Bill Nighy into a movie, you know he's going to be the villain. It's just a matter of time before you see the turn. But it was wonderful, and who was it? Justice Smith playing the son in that? It was delightful. We took the boy to go see it, and it was, I want to say it's the first movie he's actually sat through and actually enjoyed, and I don't think he asked when we could go home, because that's usually a staple, is he'll get bored real quick in a movie, and it's like, all right, I want to go home. Well, tough shit, kid. We paid $50 for these tickets. We're gonna sit here and we're gonna watch this. But no, we went and we saw that, and then it was funny enough that less than a month later, because we saw it real late, it came out on digital, so we went ahead and bought that. And I wasn't sure if we were gonna be ready to watch it again, but both Rachel and the boy were like, oh yeah, no, we'll watch it again. And it was just as good the second time around as it was the first. Only this time, Rachel and I had a refresher on Pokemon. So with the movie, it's this big thing of, just pointing out like, oh, it's that one and it's this one, and oh, I didn't notice that the first time around. And now that you're kind of like caught up on the Pokemon, it's easier to spot them, and you have a little more fun. It's like a Where's Waldo of movies. So that's fun. But no, we've been playing the mobile game pretty hard, and a lot of folks over in the Discord have as well. So it's been fun, like when we started playing the game, when it first came out like 3 years ago, there wasn't much in there. Sure, you had gyms, but there weren't trainer battles. You only had the Gen 1 Pokemon, and there was just a lot of stuff that was yet to come. There wasn't the field research. There wasn't really anything aside from just go out and catch a bunch of Rattatas and Pidgeys, and that's about it. Take a gym or two, and gym battles didn't make sense to me at the time, but it was me and a small group of friends. Oh yeah, we all joined, blue team, and except for the one outlier who joined red, and she was shunned appropriately. But no, you go get some food and drive around in the car, and 11 o'clock at night, a bunch of people in their late 20s or 20s and 30s there, just collecting magical make-believe animals and fighting other people for control of territories, a la West Side Story. So fast forward 3 years, and we have several generations of Pokemon in, and there's just, you're fucking tripping over them at this point. There's a lot more stops in place. Gym battles are more rounded out. You have the field research that gives you reason to play every day. You can send gifts to friends, and there's just a lot going on with it. So the first couple months when we started playing again, we were practically just like Augustus Gloop in the Chocolate River. Like, we could not get enough. There was just so much to do, so much to catch, and this was my first time living in a city versus the more rural towns that I've lived in, where there was actually a fair amount of Pokemon out and about, and stops, and just stuff actually going on. So it made a huge difference being able to fire up the game at night, sitting at my desk, and catch some Pokemon, and go out for a walk and hit the local stop and get some stuff there. And plus now there's actual like parks and river districts where on the weekends we'll go and we'll walk for 6 or 7 miles and hit all the stops, load up on essentially supplies, get your Pokeballs and your berries and all that fun stuff, and then just go to town, catch as much as you can. Even to the point where we've joined like Reddit, subreddit, local Facebook groups, Discord groups, and we're like doing the coordination thing, like, oh hey, there's this raid going on, we're gonna go meet over here. And it's the first time that I went, I was shocked at the variety of people, because you would assume it's your typical cast of like the Island of Misfit Toys, where imagine a GameStop or really a Comic-Con convention, and the type of people that would frequent that, the unwashed asses of the world. And sure enough, that makes up a large part of the population, but you also have kids who will burst into tears if they fuck up their raid catches. And like, I've been there, kid. I was extremely sad when I fucked up my chance to get Kyogre. I wanted to cry, but I held it together. But you braved your emotions and showed them to the world, and it was heartbreaking. And then you have, old retired couples, it's their excuse to go out and get exercise and gives them something to do together. And that's something that I've been enjoying as well, is something that Rachel and I can do together. I don't play WoW any longer, and she's very much into like old school Super Nintendo 2D platformers, which are primarily single player games and aren't really my cup of tea any longer. And I am the whore of Destiny. I can't oh wow, that has a really bad ring to it if you take it out of context. I am Destiny's mistress. God, it sounds bad either way. Like, Destiny's my go-to game. I try to have dalliances with other games, and they're all short-term before I eventually come back to my cruel master, who whips me and puts me on the grind. Wow, fuck me, just all kinds of bad sexual innuendo here. So it's been nice to go out and like catch Pokemon together. Like, oh hey, just see this, or hey, one of us would be on our phone, the other's not playing, and like this popped up. Oh okay. So like right now, because of their Go Fest over in Japan, they've been releasing a different Pikachu with a hat every day, and so we got to make sure we log on and look for the Pikachu so we can round out our collection, because that's how I play it. I'm building a Pokemon museum where I have to have one of every kind in each of the evolution phases, and I got to make sure that they're a wonder and have the best stats possible. And as such, I've expanded my inventory several times over to a point where I'm like, I'm in the 300s as far as the ones I actually have, because there are some people like, oh yeah, no, catch it and throw it in the candy grinder and just keep it in the Pokedex. But I don't know, I like to hold on to them, especially when it comes for the quests where like you got to evolve them. I think it just makes more sense, but that's me. And that's just the thing, I like the collection. So when one of us gets something neat, it's always cool to see that and root for the other person. And then on top of it, you can have that friendly rivalry as far as like, all right, well, we can do Pokemon battles against one another, and we'll see who between us is more of I guess the Michael Vick character in terms of Pokemon. Like, oh, you're a shit Pokemon, into the candy grinder you go, or you lost this fight, you're no good to me any longer. So it's fun in those aspects, and like I said, gets you out of the house and walking, and despite it being summer, at least where we live, it's just absolutely gorgeous out in terms of like the scenery, the rich blue skies and the grass fields. If you've been following like the pictures I've been putting up on Twitter or on the website, I've been trying to like capture all that before the colors really turn vibrant and beautiful with the last hurrah of fall before we go into the bleak, cold landscape of winter. And it gives me an excuse to just go out and take pictures while catching Pokemon. But it's funny that we've had to like reevaluate how cell phones work for us. Where it's like, no. This isn't a communication device. This is a device purely for catching Pokemon now. Whereas the point like, all right, well, now I have to get a fanny pack, and I have to get another battery charger, and worry about like conserving data for the days that we're gonna go catch Pokemon, and turn on like battery saver mode, and it's like, fuck, my battery's down to 30%. Let's go to the car real quick and top off before we go out again, because it's just that, like, we'll go out for slogs and like let the boy play at the playground. We'll bring the tablet, he's playing too, and just kind of like have this fun, neat little family experience where we're all doing one thing together. And I'm surprised at how well it's worked and for how long. Niantic and the Pokemon Company have really hit it out of the park with this, where like hands down this is probably the best mobile game that I've played. It's definitely the most engaging and the one that I've stuck with the longest, aside from I think like Skullgirls had me for a really long time in there before I started hitting the wall. But it appeals to everybody, and I think that's what's giving it the legs, in addition to the support from Niantic with releasing more Pokemon and adding more stuff to do in the game, and really giving you a reason to come play every day without feeling like it's a horrible grind. That being said, you'll get stuck on the quests where you have to catch like a specific Pokemon. I'm looking at you, Ditto, you piece of shit. Or you get stuck for a bit, but eventually you'll get it, and there's other things to do that it's kind of like, oh, that's a back burner thing. And then you have moments where you've been working towards it for 3 years, off and on, where you finally evolve that Magikarp into the beastly behemoth that is Gyarados, and you start tinkering with teams like, okay, I have a bear that's been trapped in a gym for 20 plus days now. I need to start reevaluating what I leave in gyms. So, I caught a crap load of these Pikachu thanks to this event. What if I just start dumping Pikachu in the gym? Everybody loves Pikachu, and I don't care about it because his stats aren't great, but I need a filler, something that I don't care if it gets stuck in a gym. Because I need that bear back. That bear was crazy strong, and he's stuck now. Nobody can beat him. He's cursed by his own strength. He's too strong. When I get him back, I'm gonna name him Yogi though, because I'll check on him from time to time. And it's just like, oh yeah, somebody fed him like 20 more berries. But it's fun, and yeah, I've been having fun with that. So short one today, but trying to get back into the swing of things. So that's going to wrap it up. If you have your own Pokemon stories, adventures, or tips, tricks, you just want to show off what you got going on, shoot an email over to theunwashedasses@gmail.com. Again, theunwashedasses@gmail.com. Links in the show notes as well. And don't forget, we have a store. You can buy prints of the photography and put up a new shirt. So, if you want to go get some swag, links down there. Otherwise, it's bit.ly/0and09 store, I think. There might be an underscore. Anyways, it's in the show notes. But that's going to wrap it up. We'll talk to you next time. Blood for the Blood God.